So this next one, we're going to tug right as close to the scalp as you can get. So you want that feeling, you don't want it to be painful, but you do want to feel that you are tugging your hair. With your hands, if you try and soothe down like that, lovely. And then at the end, what I want you to do is just flip your hands like that. That's getting rid of all of your stress. Like, go away from me. That's it. Brilliant. Yep, perfect. There we go. Okay, welcome back, Melissa. How have you been?
I've been good, yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about Indian head massage and the beautiful therapeutic qualities it has in terms of helping with your hair, with tension in your head, and in particular on your neck and shoulders. What I'm also going to do is teach you a few moves that you can do yourself, so that when you're at home, and you haven't got time to fit in an appointment with myself or another therapist, that there are a few moves you can do yourself to really, really help relax those shoulders, the back of the neck, and the tension that's actually in your head as well. So what I'm going to do is just gently relax your tense head at the moment with just a little bit of stroking moves right down into your back of your neck, just stroking and smoothing. And then I'm going to liven up your head a little bit with what we call tapping. So just moving your fingers, just whatever you feel like doing around your head, just tapping a little bit all over. That just increases the blood circulation a bit. An Indian head massage is a great treatment for tension headaches in particular. And as I said, if you are stuck at home and there's no way you can get somebody to do this for you, there are ways of doing it yourself, which again will stimulate the blood flow and hopefully just release that tension, which hopefully will avoid you getting a tension headache. So just going to do some very gentle tugs just to wake up that area. This is where the name Indian head massage comes from. It was very much a family tradition of grandmothers and mothers and children literally treating each other, massaging, getting rid of all the stress of the day, really encouraging good circulation, getting rid of the toxins in the head so that you would have lots of de-stress going on, and also a social way of families interacting with each other. And there's pictures, when you look at pictures of the history of Indian head massage, of families literally standing behind each other doing very similar moves to this to get rid of tension. Very slight tugs just to stimulate that area. Indian head massage is wonderful in terms of relaxing, in particular for people who've got headaches such as yourself, tension headaches, I first came across Indian head massage when I was studying myself, and it was one of my favourite treatments. Indian head massage in particular was brought to this country by somebody called Narendra Mehta. He was actually blind, was very reliant on his senses to make this treatment work, and he introduced a lot of different aspects to what was simply a scalp massage, adding in things like the top 3 areas of the chakra energies, the adding in aromatherapy oils, and then adding in elements around the face, which you can do obviously yourself as well with self Indian head massage. So adding in other elements to what used to be a sort of basic facial, beauty facial really, and a scalp massage. So combining them together to really create a much more effective treatment that worked with or without oils, with or without clothes. So it was much more portable for people, and equally doing some self-massage as well. Okay, so just by tugging on the hair very gently, you can just stimulate this area. This just helps with de-stressing, taking away tension, stimulating blood flow to the whole of the head area. Indian head massage is extremely good for helping with tension headaches, focusing on stress relieving activities. Stress can be the cause of quite a lot that goes on in people's lives, and often that is centred around the head area. Could be stresses to do with work or home, or sometimes people just don't get to touch. And the one thing that is wonderful about Indian head massage is that touch. It's one of the things that Narendra Mehta, who invented this Indian head massage, the more developed version of it, and he says the importance of touch in terms of relieving stress and anxiety in people is so important. Very traditional in the interrelationships in Indian culture. And even though lots of the pictures focus on women, actually men benefit. It's very well known if you're going to a male barber shop that they would do a sort of vigorous version of an Indian head massage. But obviously in the Western world, when we're all stressed, obviously a soothing version of this is much more appropriate. That's why we keep various techniques such as hacking and vigorousness to a minimum in a soothing Indian head massage when you're trying to de-stress and get rid of any potential for headaches. Okay. And it's one of the favourite treatments for people who are a little bit short on time. Everybody's always short of time at the moment, and this treatment can work wonders in a very short space of time. And you can even do Indian head massage on yourself in about 15 minutes. That's all it takes, and that will get rid of some of the tension that is sitting around your scalp area, particularly the bottom of your neck area and your shoulders as well. Let's just tug this slightly. Start you off here with just some gentle pulls. Just a bit of a tug on here. There we go. One more set of tugs and then we'll move into teaching you some of these techniques yourself. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is teach you some useful moves that you can do yourself to help you really relieve the tension that sits in your scalp and a little bit around your neck as well, which should be just enough to get rid of some stress at the end of the day, or if you feel a tension headache coming on, maybe really try and stop that with a few of the moves that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to practice on your head first and then I'm going to get you to do it yourself as well. So the first bit is we're going to focus on the scalp area here, and we're going to use our thumbs and our fingers to do this. So first of all, we'll just do, it's literally just called a thumb and finger rub. So it's just like that. Do you want to try and do that with your own hands?
So is it kind of like this?
Yeah.
So your hands are like a crab?
Yeah, like a crab, that's it. There you go. How does that feel?
Oh yeah.
So you can do that yourself.
It's strange, it feels quite similar to when you were doing
that's it. And you can go as far down to the back of your head. It depends on how flexible your arms are to do that. Perfect, that's really good. Okay, try and get a little bit at the top here as well. And then you can push down and move your fingers as well. That's it, brilliant, really good. Okay, that's your first move done. And I'm going to show you another move now. And this is friction. So what you want to do is try and have one hand on here and then on the other side do what we call a friction move. And then obviously once you've done one side, try and do that on the other. Obviously you're moving your hands in the opposite direction to mine, so try that. See if you can do it.
Grip one side.
Grip one side and then...
Is it kind of like that?
Yeah. As long as you're moving it, it's literally just moving some friction, so you're taking the tension out of your scalp. Perfect. That's it, and when you've done that side, now hold that hand there, that's it, and do that with the other hand. That's your friction move. Just gets the scalp moving a bit. Perfect.
I can almost feel the layers there loosening.
Yeah, loosening. And then we've got a very similar move to that, but it's rubbing. So it's like this. So again, holding one hand still, and then rub the other side. See if you can do that. One hand there, and literally just rub it. That's it. Lovely. And switch over and do the other side. That's it. Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's always going to be, you've almost got to tell your hand what to do if it's the hand that you don't use regularly. That's really good. Okay, so this next one, we're going to tug right as close to the scalp as you can get. So you want that feeling, you don't want it to be painful, but you do want to feel that you are tugging your hair. That's it. Doesn't really matter how much you do. That's it. Cover your head as much as you can. And can you feel the tension releasing at all?
Yeah, it's almost like it, somehow with the pulling, it lifts it all. It's quite nice because I can tell where a lot of the tension is.
Yeah. So sometimes self-massage can really help with that because you know what you need. Okay, brilliant. Let's just soothe this down a bit. Right, now this one, you can have your hair on the top, and what you're trying to do is get your hand around to just try and massage as close as you can the bottom of the neck area, which is known as the occipital bone. So just to help you, that's right, and can you try and bring your left hand up and get into there? There you go, perfect. You're doing that with your left hand as well, bearing in mind you're right-handed. You might want to try the other way and see if that's easier as well.
Yeah, that's a bit easier.
Okay. That's brilliant. And if you start getting into this, you can go up a little bit further. I'm just going to do that for you now. Right, now what you need to do is take your right hand and put it on your left shoulder. That's it. And I want you to squeeze your shoulder. That's it. And maybe in the top of the shoulder as well. Just squeeze. That's it.
Or do you kind of move about?
You can move about, whatever you're comfortable doing. I remember you saying to me before, you get a lot of tension in your upper arm. You can actually do that here. Just squeeze it. That's lovely. That's really good.
Feels nice.
And then when you're ready, you swap to the other side as well.
It feels like a nice stretch, actually.
That's it. That's really good. Let me just effleurage that a bit for you. And then what you're going to do, this next move is almost the same, but you're going to do it with your palm. just going to show you this way around. It's like what we call a palm movement. It's not quite the squeeze that you've been doing, it's almost like with the flat of your hand. That's it. And almost like a push.
Okay.
That's it. And that just again will release
that's
some
really
more tension.
nice.
Yeah. And it means you don't have to use too much, or we'll use as much pressure as you want to use.
It's less tiring on the hands,
It is,
I think.
yeah. And then the other side, perfect. And just those small moves you can do regularly, and they really, really help to relieve that tension and that stress. So once you've done that, that's what you can do, and you can limit it to how many touches you want, so 3 of each, 4 of each, whatever you want to do. Then the other aspect of Indian head I want to go through with you that you can do yourself, because I know in particular you say to me that your neck holds a lot of tension as well. So as well as the Indian head massage moves, what I want to do is just teach you a few basic moves with your neck that you can do. And sometimes you can do this in the office if your neck is getting sore in particular. And there are a couple of counts with this that make it a little bit easier. So you do 3 moves of each that I'm going to show you for a count of 4 breaths. So the first one is looking up whilst you're breathing. So you move your head up, and you can lean it against me for now so that your chin's up to the sky. And then if you breathe for a count of 4, that's great. And you put your head back to the centre again, and then you do exactly the same, but you're looking down so that your chin's almost pointed to your neck as low as you can get it, because then you're going to release some tension at the back of the neck here. That's what you're wanting to do. And then take in 4 breaths again for me. And then when you've done your 4 breaths, come back up to the centre, and then you want to bend your neck to the right. Just so that you're comfortable, and you've got a little stretch here. And you might want to put your hand up to rest your head if you don't want to get it down onto your shoulders, because obviously that's quite hard to do. But if your head feels like it's a bit heavy, then obviously put your hand there. And then again, if you breathe for 4, you should be able to feel a little stretch here.
Yeah, I can really feel it.
That's great. I can really feel your tension releasing. So try and do that to the other side so that this side gets the same release. That's it. If you come up to the centre, and then what you want to do is just look right, turn your head to the right, that's it, and try and breathe your 4 breaths nice and slowly. back to the centre, and then do the same with the left. Then you get back to the centre here, and then with your hands, if you try and soothe down like that, lovely. And then at the end, what I want you to do is just flick your hands like that. That's getting rid of all of your stress. Like, go away from me. That's it. Brilliant. Yeah, perfect. There we go. And then relax, and then do 4 breaths again, and then we'll finish. So last 4 breaths. Lovely. Brilliant, well done.
Felt good.
You did so well there. That was so good. So now when you feel tense after work, or you can't find time to get an appointment, there's just a few tricks there that you can use to get rid of that stress and tension.
Thank you so much.
Well done you.
Thank you.